This is Around the Globe with Dr. G. I want to talk a little bit about your faith in regards to your particular journey of faith. What has that kind of been like thus far for you? What's that journey been like?
Okay, so it started young. I was brought up in the Catholic faith, so a lot of this is down to my parents, and they were keen to do their best, and they would take us. It was in the north of England. It was very what you might call high church. I mean, we're going back to the early 70s, so we're talking a lot of fire and brimstone, a
Hmm.
lot of hell and damnation. I once witnessed
Hmm.
children who'd come without their parents being asked to leave the mass because they didn't have their head covered. So
Really?
yes, this is a long time ago, but it was very serious. So they would try and find masses that were more engaging for us. Uh, and they've talked about
Hmm.
different flavours of ice cream and some
Yeah.
like the charismatic. For us, we found a church in Sabden in Lancashire, and it was a Latin mass. I mean, who
Okay.
would have thought that a Latin mass would appeal to children? But it was Latin on one side of the missal, and it was English on the other, and we enjoyed the Latin mass. And there was a lovely priest, and he was very kind and friendly. And at the end, my sister and I, we would collect up all the newsletters and the readings from the benches. And we'd put them at the back in a little basket, and then we'd go and have a chat with him, and he would share a little pamphlet or something. We'd take it away like a gift. So that upbringing, and then that followed through to confirmation, which so baptism is obviously where your parents are saying they want you to be a member of the Catholic
That's right.
Church. Confirmation is me saying I'm 13 or 14 and I'm grown up enough to say I want to be a member. And at that point, my faith was really strong, and lots of people, the young people these days, I don't think it is, but it was for me. And I was at a Catholic school where there were nuns, and I had a teacher called Sister Hilary, and she was very influential, to the point where when you're confirmed, you take a confirmation name, and my confirmation name is Hilary.
Oh, wow.
So I would say around 13, 14,
Hmm.
that was kind of peak. And then by 17, it all fell off a cliff.
Like most of us do. It's funny. So for you, it was 17.
Yeah.
Was there a particular was it a love interest at 17, or what was it at 17 that kind of had you
Right.
uh,
Okay.
deviate a little bit?
So I'm going to tell you how it fell off a cliff, and then I'm going to tell you how the love interest brought it back.
Oh,
So
I like
there's
that. I
there's
like
the
that. Yeah.
there's the teaser. There's the teaser. So I was at a non-Catholic school, but there were four or five youngsters in sixth form, A level. I don't know, 16, 17,
Okay.
and they were really, really strongly into their faith, so strongly, such absolute firm believers. And this sounds really odd, and it's always been the same for me. I really struggle when I meet people like that,
Yeah.
because, you know, I am a doubting
Yeah.
Thomas. I couldn't relate to it. And my thought was, if that is what faith is, I don't have it,
Hmm.
because I don't have that certainty. So it, their fervor and their strong belief, actually, I still see as kind of me thinking, that's not me. I don't have faith. So I went to my parents and I said, I'm 17. I don't believe, or at least I don't feel strongly enough that I believe, and I'm going to stop going to church with you every Sunday now. And bless them, they said, okay, well, you're 17. If that's what you want to do, then they just let me go. Obviously, hoping that it's something. So,
Hmm.
so this is 17.
Yeah.
This might be early 17. In the summer, this would be 86,
Okay.
I started dating this chap,
Okay.
and I just started work few weeks, few months, couple of weeks after starting dating. I started working, and it was an hour away from where we lived.
Okay.
So I moved an hour away from this chap I was dating, and he would come at the weekends to see me. And he was a good Catholic boy. I can give you a hint of who it might be. He was an altar server. So after a few weeks of him coming, I said to him, "It's Sunday, and when did you go to mass? Because I don't go.
Okay.
So when did you go to mass?" And he just said, "Look, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it." And I thought, well, I don't mind. I'm not going to church, but I'm not having an altar boy not going to mass on my conscience. So I said to him, I said, "Look, I'm not believing at the moment, but I will come with you. I will come to church with you, and I will stand next to you because I know what mass is." So that's what I started to do. I went back to church just literally to stand beside him. And lo and behold, it wasn't that long after. It's probably less than a year. So we're in mass in Bedford, which is his hometown, and actually where I went to school as well. And the priest is talking about the Good Shepherd, about never losing a sheep and always bringing them back with this invisible rod. And I just remember thinking, I would really like that. I would really like to come back. I would really like to be called back. And then I'm not sure the point in the mass. I think it must have been the bidding prayers. So up steps this woman to do the bidding prayers. I haven't seen this woman in I don't know how many years, but it's Sister Hilary.
Oh.
It's Sister Hilary, the person whose name I took for confirmation. And I'd always say, with what you might call a God incidence,
Yeah.
you can never prove it. You can always say, well, she's just going to be there. But for me, there couldn't have been a stronger sign. This is the peak moment of my faith. There couldn't have been a stronger sign. So, of course, as you've probably guessed, I did go back. I did marry and have been married to 35 years to the altar boy that I stood next to. Yeah.
Wonderful.
And I've had moments. I've had other moments through 2 or 3 moments where I've really felt that God was there. And unlike a calling where God is asking you to do something, just that sense that you're in the right place, Lisa. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing, and just keep going. So,
Yeah, wow, that's a very, very interesting and inspiring story. I mean, wow, what I didn't know that altar boys had such an interesting kind of that's the most interesting story I've ever heard in regards to the altar boy and how eventually all that ended up in a marriage that has lasted over 30 something years. Wow, that is so wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.